Recently, I was chatting with a friend of mine and she was telling me how she has just been so tired lately. So it turns out after doing a blood test, she was actually iron deficient. And so I Googled the symptoms of iron deficiency and being tired is actually one of them. So she asked what she could eat to boost up her iron naturally. And I did a little research on ingredients that are high in iron and came up with this prep, which includes breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. According to the National Institutes of Health, here is a list of foods that are high in iron. And pro tip, if you pair these foods with vitamin C, it will also help promote iron absorption. So for breakfast, we're gonna make a smoothie with soy milk, white beans, and chia seeds, which are all great sources of iron, especially the white beans. Now I know it might sound weird to put beans in a smoothie, but trust me, we are only using a small amount and you won't even be able to taste them. And for the vitamin C in this recipe, we're gonna use frozen raspberries and frozen strawberries, and also a little bit of amla powder. Now this is totally optional, but I really like including it in my smoothies. Amla powder is just dried Indian gooseberry, and it has amazing health benefits. It's really high in antioxidants, it can help lower cholesterol levels, and it's really high in vitamin C. I'll link it down below in case you want more info. So we are just going to add our soy milk, banana, white beans, frozen berries, chia seeds, and our amla powder. Now another option here is to actually make smoothie packs where you put all of the ingredients into individual Tupperware or Ziploc bags, pop that into the freezer, and then any morning that you want one of these smoothies, just take it out and add some soy milk and water, and you have a fresh smoothie ready to go. But for me, I prefer to have 3 smoothies ready to go, so I only have to wash my blender 1 time. Now since we have 3 days of smoothies, we're gonna keep 1 in the fridge and the other 2 in the freezer. Just make sure you leave at least 1 inch of space at the top, otherwise your jars can crack. And then the night before you want your smoothie, pop it in the fridge overnight to defrost. Let's move on to lunch. We are going to be making a quinoa salad. So of course we're going to need some quinoa as well as some cooked chickpeas and dried apricots, all of which are great sources of iron. And then for our vitamin C, we are going to be using a bell pepper in the salad, and we're also going to have some lemon juice in our salad dressing. For the dressing, we will need veggie broth or olive oil, lemon zest and lemon juice, salt and pepper, maple syrup, garlic powder, and dried dill. Pro tip, keep your salad dressing separate from your salad until you're right about to eat it, and that will just help keep everything a little bit more fresh and help prevent the dreaded soggy salad syndrome. We definitely don't want that. For dinner, we are making spaghetti bolognese, and for the iron ingredients, we have lentils, spinach, and there's even iron in the pasta. For the vitamin C in this recipe, of course, we have the tomatoes in the tomato sauce. We are also going to add in a bell pepper and also some broccoli, which is doing double duty because it has both iron and vitamin C. So we're gonna start off cooking the spaghetti, and meanwhile, we can get the sauce ready. For the sauce, we'll start with onion, garlic, and bell pepper. And after those have cooked down for a couple minutes, we'll add in our frozen broccoli. Now, pro tip for your pasta, when I'm preparing it for a meal prep, I like to cook it slightly al dente, which means just slightly underdone. And that is because when you reheat the pasta, it is going to soften a little bit more. So by slightly undercooking it here, it will help keep it from getting overcooked when you reheat it. Go ahead and just drain your cooked pasta, and then we're going to plunge it right away in ice cold water, and that will help to stop it from cooking further. Now back to our sauce, we will add in our cooked lentils. If you have any picky eaters, you could use red lentils here instead, as they will blend in nicely. Now I'm gonna add the pasta sauce on top now for convenience because we want these meals grab and go ready, but some people prefer to keep their noodles and sauce separate until they're right about to eat, and if you're reheating this at home, that would be easy to do. For dessert, we're making one of my favorites, tofu chocolate pudding. Tofu and chocolate are both great for iron, and for our vitamin C, we'll be adding a couple more of our frozen raspberries on top. Now for this pudding, you technically only need 2 ingredients, silken tofu and vegan chocolate. But if you do like your pudding a little bit sweeter, you might want to add in some maple syrup, but that of course is optional. And I'm just going to use the microwave to melt our chocolate here. So basically we want to heat it for 20-second intervals, stirring after each round of heating. And once your chocolate is fully melted, it is ready to add into your blender. And it does also help to have your tofu at room temperature so that the chocolate doesn't start to harden right away. And this recipe actually makes enough to make 4 of these chocolate puddings, so we even have an extra day of dessert. So I recommended this entire prep to my friend, and she has been loving these recipes, and she's already feeling more energized. Since beans are such a great source of iron, I think you also might enjoy this video here, where I made breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert all out of black beans. I think you're gonna love it.